My Scotland is a non-fiction book, which is unusual for me because mostly what I write is crime fiction. But I decided it would be interesting to look back at the locations I had used in my crime novels and talk about what they meant to me, why I chose those particular places, and I roped in my friend Alan McCredie, who's a very fine photographer, to illustrate it with a series of stunning photographs. And we didn't do everything together when we were scouting the sites of the book, but there were some places where I thought Alan needed my guidance. So I made him come to Fife for 2 days, and we went around all the places in the books that I had written about, because of course it was, in a way, some of the things that I was writing about are not the things that would necessarily be obvious to anybody casually visiting Fife, although, you know, they're something that's worth visiting. For example, the Pictish cemetery on Hallow Hill in St Andrews, which I didn't even know existed until I started researching the book, The Distant Echo. And I'd gone to the offices of the St Andrews Citizen to find out some historical information about what was happening in the town around about this time in 1978, when part of the book is set. And I mentioned that it's a crime novel, and the receptionist said, "Oh, are you going to put the body in the Pictish cemetery?" I didn't know there was a Pictish cemetery, and it's this obscure little site on Hallow Hill, and it doesn't even look like it just looks like these wee stones that are sticking up out the ground in the sort of shape of a small coffin, and it's a great place to put a dead body. And so we went back there, and Alan was like, "I didn't even know this existed, it's really mysterious." And so there were things like that that we discovered on our journey together. I wanted images that connected with the text that I was writing, so that the reader could see directly what had inspired me, what was behind what I had written in the book, and I suppose also so they could check I'm telling the truth. And I suppose I kind of go about the place filing away images in my head of places I might use for the future, and so it was a very good way of revisiting those places in my head and then seeing them on the page. One of the things that's always a feature of crime fiction is the best of crime fiction has strong sense of place. There's many places that have been written about. Raymond Chandler's Los Angeles, Sarah Paretsky's Chicago, Ian Rankin's Edinburgh, and people get a sense of what these places are like, and they do come to visit them. Occasionally I'm bumping into people in the streets of Edinburgh saying, "Oh, I'm following Karen Piry's footsteps today," and stuff like this. So readers get engaged, they want to see for themselves the kind of places you've written about in your books. I once had someone very cross that they couldn't find Kate Brannigan's house. I wrote a series of Kate Brannigan novels set in Manchester, and I explained that was because the house was actually in my head. It didn't exist as such.